Hello everyone, it's me, Warjones Fire. I wanted to talk today about female emotion. Many believe it's genuine, but I believe it's a bunch of crap. And I'm going to show you how I believe it's a bunch of crap. Okay, the kingdom of Persia is old news. The kingdom of Babylon is old news. It's been found, it's been documented, it existed. Now, according to the Bible, there was a queen, the queen of Persia. We will get to her in a minute. There was also Mother Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ. There was also the woman that was going to get stoned for adultery. There was Ruth, and there were a few more other biblical women. Today we see women either highly emotional or highly unreasonable. There is no middle ground. They can go from extreme highs to extreme lows with no middle ground. They consider men to be unemotional, unstable, and immature with their emotions, yet men have all their emotions in check and in line and in balance, and perfect balance compared to a female. Now, I wanted to make this video today because I am tired of females that show crocodile tears, then wipe it away with one finger going, wiping their tears away and acting as if they are very feminine because they are crying at an emotional ordeal. They have to convince the entire world that they are emotional because the world already knows that they are not. You know, femininity has been killed by the feminists, but let me show you all what femininity truly does. If you, a man, lived in a world with everything that was bigger and stronger than you, then you might have to find a different way of coping. If you lived in a world full of dinosaurs that were going to eat you, you would have to protect yourself better, hunt, learn how to become a great hunter, and learn how to become a survivalist. Females have done the exact same, but here's how they twisted it. Females used to understand that men were stronger, smarter, faster, braver, taller, just all around better. So females could not compete, so they submitted to men. And when they submitted to men, something beautiful came out of that called femininity. It is a beauty that only a female can generate, and she uses it to get her way between men, to get herself out of sticky situations, to get herself out of trouble. Just like a man uses his muscles, a female uses femininity. But I want to show you now that the feminists have killed off femininity, and therefore females today have to overcompensate to give the illusion, because everything is now an illusion. Their butts are an illusion, their tits are an illusion, their hair is an illusion, the makeup on their face is an illusion, everything is an illusion, their clothing is an illusion, everything with them is an illusion. They even believe that they are something great that a man should work for, yet they contribute nothing, give nothing but headache, and send a man to his early grave. So let's show you how the female emotion today is completely, utterly fake. I'm going to show you a video fragment right now from the movie Esther. And we're looking at a man sitting on a throne. The man sitting on the throne is the king of Persia. He just exiled his wife for not obeying him. And now he has made the rude decision that he's going to go off and steal and kidnap all the women from the city of Jerusalem and make them his bitch.
If it pleases the king,
speak, Haman.
let beautiful young virgins be sought out for the king. Let the king appoint commissioners in all the provinces to gather the virgins to the harem in the citadel. And let the girl who pleases the king be queen in Vashti's place.
This suggestion pleases the king. Let it be as Haman has proposed.
Don't worry, Mother.
You're letting one who resists! Hurry up! Bring it all to the palace!
Hadassah.
Any resistance will be punished! You must obey the king's order!
Look in that direction!
Clear! Move on to the next street!
Hadassah!
Mordecai?
God, you were here. Quickly. Quickly! You must hide.
Why?
They are taking girls!
What for?
For the harem of the king. Hurry! Hurry! Get in here. Do you want to spend the rest of your life in a harem? Get in! Be still!
Open the door! In the name of King Asferos!
I will send them away.
Come on, open up!
Yes. Clear.
Your daughter must come with us.
Daughter? I have no daughter.
The neighbor says there is a young girl here. A very beautiful young girl.
But my neighbor is old. He doesn't see well.
You Jews, you think you can outwit a chamberlain of the great king of Persia?
No. But perhaps it was a servant girl. But she just cooks for me. She doesn't live here. Look for yourself.
No daughter? What is this? So you were lying to me.
It's not what it seems.
Keep searching and bring her to me.
Come on, up.
Please, leave me.
She's an orphan and a kinswoman. See here, perhaps we can discuss an arrangement.
Say goodbye to your kinsman.
Goodbye, my dear cousin. May the God of our ancestors reward you for all your kindnesses.
Tell no one you're a Jew. You cannot even use your name. Call yourself Esther. You know what it means. Forget your name, but never forget you're a Jew. Except in the silence of your heart. Be brave, my child.
You see, back then, females were genuine female. Now, she ends up going into the harem with the king. The king ends up having sex with her, and he makes her the queen of Persia. And with her newfound power, she's able to free the Jews from the terrible corruption that they're all going through. My point being with this is that she may cry here now with her father figure, Malachi. But that's because she lost Malachi. She's afraid she'll never see him again. She's not crying about her fate. And the same thing goes with Mother Mary, Ruth, and all the other Bible women out there. They never crumbled. They never crashed. They never broke a nail and broke down crying. They didn't care about how their hair looked. They didn't care the way they dressed. None of that was relevant in the time. And these females were extremely feminine. Every one of them. Imagine you give birth to the Messiah, the God of gods, and you know that he's going to have to die one day. Then you watch him dying and you sit there at the cross, can't do a damn thing about it. You know how powerful of a person you have to be. That was his mother. Throughout the Bible, it's all filled with women that were extremely powerful in their femininity. And they knew their role between men and themselves. They would never betray men. They loved the men that they were with. They worshipped the men that they were with. As a matter of fact, Sarah, Abraham's wife, allowed Abraham to sleep with a different woman so that he could have a son, so that he can have somebody to leave his legacy to. Could you imagine that happening today in 2015, that a woman is unselfish like that to say, okay, go have sex with somebody else that we both know, and then if she'll get pregnant, and then we'll take the kid? Doesn't happen nowadays anymore. Women back then were very submissive and they were very feminine. Today they are butch bitches with serious emotional problems. They go from the extreme highs to the extreme lows without any middle ground, and that is exactly psychopathic behavior. It's always black or white. There is no gray area for them. Personally, I'm getting quite tired of it too. I mean, I know many men must be getting quite tired of this crappy, insane behavior, where a female just emotionally falls apart or uses emotion as a tool to get out of her own duties, and yet she has no sacrifice in her own self, no loyalty and no commitment inside of herself. She's eager to sell you up the river for a few bucks, and she'll complain and make your life a living hell and give you great hair before the age of 50. And meanwhile, you've got nothing out of it. Females today, they act as if they bring a lot to the table, but they really don't. What do they bring to the table in a marriage? They don't want to feed their husbands anymore. They don't want to cook them a meal. They want to control the sex. They want to control the entire relationship. They want to control the man until he's living inside of a man cave. I mean, come on. How could you allow yourselves to be abused and knocked down so bad constantly and not want to just step out and go, fuck this shit, I'm done with this crap, it's over with, see you later, woman. You know, the world should be doing that more often, and unfortunately we're not doing that anymore as men. Instead, we've allowed females to run our lives. But when I look at the Bible women, I can clearly see an evolutionary drop there. If you want to talk in evolutionary terms, females back then understood what they had to do to survive. They had to submit to men, give in to men, accept male leadership, and learn that to adapt in between that situation. They had to become sly and cunning and feminine just to get their way at certain times and to survive in certain situations. So really, they had to base their whole survival on femininity. But now when you put a female as the same power as men, well then the female no longer has to submit, and when she doesn't submit, you see very clearly there is no respect, no loyalty, no caring, no forgiveness, no mercy. None of it's there when the female is equal to a man. It's only when females are under men do they not only bring out the best in men, but they bring out the best in themselves as well. Because anybody can be a bitch. Anybody can become a control freak. Anybody could dominate the situation by constantly saying, do it my way or there's the highway. Anybody could be a total dominant asshole by taking the children away and acting as if raising the child by itself is a great thing to do. You know, everybody could treat their child like a bag of money, but men don't do that. Only females do today. You see, females are totally still out for power. They believe in the power, that there is power to be found and power to be taken. They don't seem to understand that you cannot generate power. If power is a spirit level and the bubbles in between are neutral, you can only go 50 in the minus or 50 in the plus for one gender, but everything you fucking take away from one gender, it's going to piss off that gender. You cannot create something that is not there. If you want to take power for yourself, then you are taking power away from somebody else. That's why it's called taking power. It's not generating power. You cannot take power away from another human being and then expect to be loved and cared about in return. You are declaring war on them. You are seeking a battle with them. You are looking for a fight. So females today are not innocent simply by the power grab and the power struggle that they keep perpetuating on men over and over and over every single day again. Fight for control, fight for dominance, and think that they're actually achieving something, while in reality they are destroying themselves, destroying femininity, and really attacking everything that is good about the female gender. In other words, they are self-destructing. This is War Drums Fire. You all have a great day today. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.